cannot give you back your homes or restore your dead to life. But perhaps I can give you justice in the name of our king.
How did he find us?
Hello. Jaqen H'ghar gave me this.
No one here by that name.
You. What have you got there? I said.
Turn around and go. Turn around. Nothing's worth anything to dead men.
Quickly, go, go!
Who are you? Why were they scared of you?
You lost this.
You said there was no Jaqen H'ghar here.
There isn't. A man is not Jaqen H'ghar.
Well, who are you then?
No one. And that is where Go must become.
Hey everyone, today I am really excited to talk about an awesome theory about the Citadel, Samwell Tarly, and Jaqen H'ghar. If you are not caught up with the books, this will be your spoiler warning. Okay, do you remember where we left off last in the show with Samwell Tarly? Yes, he has made it to the Citadel and he is eager to start his maester training. Now even though the show is ahead of the book series, in the novel A Feast for Crows, he is already in Old Town. Let's talk about A Feast for Crows for a second. In the prologue, it centers around a student of the Citadel named Pate. He is a novice, training to be a full-fledged maester, and he is deeply infatuated with a young servicing maid at a tavern that he and his friends frequent in Old Town. One evening, Rosie, the young girl, introduces Pate to a hooded alchemist that offers him a gold dragon coin in exchange for the theft of an iron key from Archmaester Walgrave's chamber. He tells Pate that he has 3 days to steal the key and give it to him. Thinking that he will use the gold dragon coin to pay for Rosie's maidenhood, Pate goes ahead and steals the key and shows up 3 days later at the tavern with his friends. He waited there overnight until the sun came up before leaving the tavern, assuming that the alchemist was not going to show up. He starts walking through Old Town and almost gets run over by a moving cart. He staggers and falls to the ground, only to see the alchemist standing over him as he gets up. They walk to a private alley where they are to make the exchange. Pate is a little hesitant with surrendering the key because it reportedly could open any lock in the Citadel. The alchemist removes his hood for the first time, revealing his face to Pate. He was just a man, and his face was just a face. A young man's face, ordinary, with full cheeks and the shadow of a beard. A scar showed faintly on his right cheek. He had a hooked nose and a mat of dense black hair that curled tightly around his ears. It was not a face Pate recognized. Pate gives the alchemist the key and immediately falls to the ground and either passes out or dies. Some people think that he just passes out, but this is the last that we ever hear of the alchemist storyline. And also all other prologue main characters die around the end of their chapters, so I'm going with the idea that Pate really died. Here is where the theory begins. Many fans believe that the alchemist was a faceless man, more specifically Jaqen H'ghar. This is why. In the book A Clash of Kings, Jaqen leaves Arya and changes his face in front of her. Here is the text. I do. My time is done. Jaqen passed a hand down his face from forehead to chin, and where it went he changed. His cheeks grew fuller, his eyes closer, his nose hooked, A scar appeared on his right cheek where no scar had been before. And when he shook his head, his long straight hair, half red and half white, dissolved away to reveal a cap of tight black curls. Okay, so pretty much word for word an identical description of the two men's facial features. If that doesn't give you goosebumps, here's a piece of conversation between Pate and the alchemist. I do not know you, nor I you. Who are you? A stranger. No one. Truly. Well, there is another fantastic use of the term no one. I wish we knew someone else who talked like this.
Well, who are you then?
No one.
Where it gets really interesting is when Sam gets to Old Town and goes to meet Archmaester Marwyn at the Citadel. Sam sees a novice with the same features as Pate in Marwyn's chambers. The novice points out a candle made of dragon glass, and he listens to Sam as he explains the story to Marwyn. Later on, Marwyn has to leave for town, and Novice tells Sam that he can reside in a sleeping cell under his own that has access to Archmaester Walgrave's chambers, the same person that the key was stolen from. Sam thinks to himself that there is something off-putting about the novice, who then introduces himself as Pate, like the pig boy. This is interesting because the Pate we read about in the prologue of A Feast for Crows absolutely hates being linked to Spotted Pate, the pig boy, who is a fictional character that is featured in many folklore stories. It is starting to seem more and more likely that Jaqen H'ghar posed as an alchemist in Old Town to get the key from the real Pate and then killed him and took Pate's face. The alchemist and Jaqen's face were described like identical twins, and the Pate that stole the key and was in love with Rosie seems very much unlike the Pate that Sam encounters. But if this is true, what is the point in Jaqen ultimately posing as Pate, the novice, and requiring the key that unlocks everything in the Citadel? Well, the latter seems more explainable due to the untold literary riches hiding in the huge library. Let me start with Pate. The Citadel is like a big university that requires a lot of studying, reading, and on-the-job training to leave being a full-fledged maester. Kind of like becoming a doctor or surgeon. So it wouldn't be crazy to think that novices are running around the libraries in a frenzy during working hours, maybe even some late-night book cramming. If a faceless man posed as an alchemist, they may not have the best of luck blending into the environment of the Citadel, but the identity of a novice maester studying the finer points of magic and all things science, you bet. What does the Citadel offer the many-faced god? Someone's life, I would think. Maybe one of the Archmaesters. Maybe even Samwell Tarly. I mean, for an up-and-coming maester, Sam probably has the most life experience in dealing with magic and the army of the dead just outside the wall. There is a popular belief that maesters are trying to rid the world of magic and secretly steer their lords and ladies into the politics based off of logic and science. Our friend Sam won't buy into that scam with what he has seen, so that could be grounds for assassinating him before he initiates a change in the mentality for residents of the Citadel. But I think Jaqen's purpose is different. Now think about this. In the Citadel are sole surviving books as well as ancient Valyrian scrolls that are one of a kind and very valuable. So much in fact that some of these ancient books and tomes are kept away from others and locked in their own vaults beneath the Citadel. One of the books is referred to as Blood and Fire or The Death of Dragons. One guess for what it's about. It is the only surviving copy, and since dragons are its main focus and it's locked away somewhat secretly, it seems it isn't just for anyone's viewing pleasure. I wonder why that is. Maybe it details the specifics of dragons in warfare, like how to tame them, how to ride them, and possibly how to control them. This could be a very dangerous book if it got in the wrong hands. Everyone who is aware of Daenerys and her dragons at this point are freaking out in either amazement or terror. Having control of huge fire breathers are a game changer, and maesters with their hidden agenda may not want people like Sam, who seeks knowledge of destroying the White Walkers, to learn its teachings. The same goes for the Faceless Men. They serve the many-faced god, and if someone who has big pockets, like the Iron Bank, wants to ensure that Dany and her army does not become a threat, may actually pay the Faceless Men to kill her and her dragons. Now Jaqen may be doing some research before he makes his move on whoever the target is. But also, the Faceless Men are rumored to be in possession of a dragon egg, given as payment from Euron Greyjoy for killing his brother Balon on the swinging bridge in the Iron Islands. In the show, it looks to be Euron who kills his brother, but in the books it suggests that maybe a faceless assassin did the deed in a prophecy from the Ghost of H'ghar. I dreamt of a man without a face waiting on a bridge that swayed and swung. On his shoulder perched a drowned crow with seaweed hanging from his wings. Euron once claimed to have a dragon egg that he eventually threw into the ocean, though many do not believe the story of him losing it that way. Could he have paid the House of Black and White with a dragon egg to kill his brother, and now Jaqen is inquiring about some information that may help explain how to hatch it? There is so much of this theory to talk about. I hope I did the information justice. Let me know in the comments what you make out of this information. Please leave a like on this video if you want to support the channel, and as always, have a great day. I will see you tomorrow.
What have you got there? I said.
Turn around and go. Turn around. Nothing's worth anything to dead men.
Quickly, go! Go!
Who are you? Why were they scared of you?
You lost this.
I cannot give you back your homes or restore your dead to life, but perhaps I can give you justice in the name of our king.
Hello. Jaqen H'ghar gave me this.
No one here by that name.
You.
How did he find us?